So first of all, whenever you get an animal energy that is of your same element, that is always very auspicious. That is always a nod from spirit saying this is a very significant time for you. It's the equivalent of like a major arcana moment, right? Destined and fated events. So with the oyster here, what's fascinating about this is that, remember I saw the creature from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and how it was really attracted to shiny things and jewelry and gold. And then we had the oyster. And then what is in the center of the oyster? The pearl. Fascinating. Talking about riches and mirth. So the oyster equates to that of the Four of Pentacles in the Tarot. It's that kind of energy where it's not necessarily moving forward or backwards. It's really just like standing strong where you are, or no, maybe not even necessarily like too strongly, but remaining where you are. Maybe even feelings of stagnation or you know, which makes sense with the lizard. You might really be questioning timing or the way in which to go about taking action. You know, another aspect of the oyster as well speaks about how we really keep the best parts of ourselves hidden. And it's true, the most precious aspects of ourselves, the parts that make us most uniquely us, we oftentimes keep hidden. So this is usually a call to take those inner aspects of yourself that are the best parts and really expose them to the light. And then watch how your world transforms, right? Because that's what we're here to do, really. Allow ourselves to be seen and see others, right? Let's see. It's hard though, okay? I'm not over here pretending like it's like, okay, bippity boppity boop, and I'm done with that. See me. It is difficult. It is very, very difficult. It's very scary. There can be a lot of challenges around that, but this is coming up for you in this context. So that is what the doctor ordered. Wow. Okay, Pisces. I see what it is. We're in the depths today. We're in the depths of the ocean floor today. So Judgment, right. Judgment, the tagline for the Judgment key, first of all, a major arcana here, right to start off, which again is about, you know, destined and fated events. This is not an arbitrary time. It's going to be a significant time period for you. So Judgment, the tagline for this would be look back with pleasure, right? This is about having a honest and non-judgmental appraisal of the past so that you can release it with love and then move forward to the end of the cycle. The next key after this is the World key, which closes out the cycle of the major arcana. I feel like you are close to the ending of one cycle and the beginning of another, but you're being asked to do a couple things before you can get there. One of which is shedding the skin of what has been and embracing what could be on the other side of taking a risk or a chance or doing something differently. But again, back to that meditation of, you know, inner peace above all else. Judgment is also about inner peace and about what keeps us from inner peace as it relates to the past. Really mining out those things, bringing them into the light so that you can give them some attention and heal them, right? But this is about the past. And also, you know, referring to the past only in order to inform you as how best to move forward. So it's interesting here. Look back to go forward, right? It's really, really interesting how this is coming up for you, Pisces. But I just feel like there's some soul work that's going on here. Closing out cycles that will lead to new ones. Inner peace above all else. I keep hearing that. Inner peace above all else. If you are in doubt or have questions, if something is going to contribute to, there we go. If something is going to contribute to inner peace, it's a yes. It's a hell yes, actually. If something is going to endanger or compromise your inner peace, it's a hell no. That's what I'm hearing. Do with that what you will. That is what I'm hearing, okay? Four of Wands. Brilliant. Perfect. I love it. So Four of Wands. This is about celebration, happiness, marriage, everything that goes on within a happy, loving home and family unit. This is a huge cause for celebration. This is that beautiful 11-11 feeling of I am exactly where I'm meant to be. And I have no concern about where I'm going or where I've been because I'm just so happy right here. You know, I love that it's under the moon too. And you guys are the moon in the tarot, right? So with the Four of Wands, with these two magpies as well, there's like it's not a riddle. I guess it's like a saying. I'm in the UK. So there's like a saying, there's a lot of magpies over here where it's like 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. So I like that this is, you know, shown this way where it's 2 for joy. And that's really beautiful for you, Pisces. There's something about a good partnership, feeling really aligned in this context. Could it be the past is either getting in the way of it or causing you, there's something to do with the past and maybe feeding into some fear. But it's interesting with this, and then we have the oyster here, right? Very interesting. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, really? Very, very interesting, Pisces. So you have the Empress here. Wow. Wow. Look at this major arcana sandwich. Empress. So this is about happy expectation, happy anticipation. This is believing in something before you actually see it, right? Because this is about pregnancy, fertility. The Empress is a divine feminine energy. It's about receiving. It's about birthing new realities. But, you know, Fox medicine, I'm really feeling called to talk about Fox medicine, is very much about flexibility and adaptability and about cleverness, right? Do not discount cleverness and about going about things in a way that serves you without alienating others. There's something about that. And people who are truly gifted at that go very far and have few enemies. Okay? Something about that. It's interesting here as well because we have the lunar moth. So we're having another, you know, aspect of the moon show up here. Obviously lunar moth, and then moths are related to the moon. It's interesting because with the judgment, right? Look back with pleasure, healing the past in order to move forward, really, really, you know, coming to grips in terms and having a greater appreciation about everything that you had to go through in order to get to where you are. To the Four of Wands, 1111, signs, symbols, synchronicities, happiness, joy, celebration, contentment, right? Two magpies there. And then you have the Empress, which is happy expectation, abundance, fertility, and a really beautiful time of life. You know, I'm really drawn to these roots here. Why do I feel like we're talking about something to do with family or something that, you know, relates to family ties or connections that, if it's not biological family, connections that are deeply rooted. There's something about that here. I got to tell you though, Pisces, what I'm picking up empathically is I feel very tired. I feel very tired. Like I'm sitting here and you guys as Pisces, I think well, if you don't know this, I'll tell you. Pisces are highly empathic. Out of all the signs, out of all these signs, in my experiences and in my opinion, Pisces, if you are born a Pisces, you are most likely empathic. It's kind of part of the energy signature of your sign, right? In my opinion. So it does not surprise me that as I'm sitting here in your energy, I'm feeling you empathically and I feel very tired. I feel very tired. And what's interesting about that is in the opening meditation, when I saw that lizard, you know, lizards go from being very still to springing into action, right? They're heat-seeking reptiles, right? Which means they're cold-blooded, which is why there's so much about when to move and when to be still, but they're also about what? Energy conservation. I have a lizard at home. I have a bearded dragon. And it's interesting because he'll be very, very still for long periods of time where he's just conserving his energy, right? But the minute you go to feed him his, you know, favorite dinner, which is, you know, I don't know if you're ready for this, but he loves the extra large locusts. And when you bring out his favorites, he's just like, boom, he goes from 0 to 100, like chasing after locusts and going for it. And so it's really one energy extreme to another. And I really feel like with you guys, there's a lot of energy output that's going towards questions and what to do and when to act and how to do. And it just feels like, again, I keep hearing inner peace over everything else. There's no such thing as bad timing. There's no way for what is yours to actually pass you by. If your soul, if your body, if your mind, if your spirit is calling you to just be where you are and enjoy life from where you are and follow your personal pleasures and what makes you happy at this time, know that it's a gestation period situation. Again, with this oyster, 4 of Pentacles, it's not moving forward. It's not moving back. It's standing strong exactly where you are. And that pearl in the center is kind of like a pregnancy. It's like the pearl within and then the fox underground that has yet to be birthed. It's really interesting here. And then also the snake that goes underground to shed its skin before it's reborn anew. It's really interesting. I'm really feeling for you guys to really honor what you need during this time without care for what it's going to mean for you in another context. I'm really hearing the more that you can honor your needs, the more that you will align with what is in your highest and best good. When we come from a place of obligation or do things like we're forcing ourselves to do them, we can really easily knock ourselves out of alignment by doing that stuff, right? I'm going to give you a quick example. Let's say that you are, you have a routine where, just for example, you go to the gym. You go to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? And that's your routine. That's you do it. If you don't go, you feel bad about it. When you do go, sometimes it's hard, but you always feel better. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are your gym days, and that's what it is. And then let's say on a given day, you wake up and your whole self is like, do not go today. Do not go today. Do not go today. But that other aspect of yourself, that taskmaster parent says, well, if you don't go, you're going to feel bad. Well, if you don't go, that means you're lazy. Well, if you don't go, then, the rest of your week is going to be bad, and whatever else thoughts that come in from that obligation, like taskmaster place, right? And then you end up forcing yourself to go to the gym. And as a result, you're late, you miss the train, and then you twist an ankle trying to run up the subway platform, for example, because, I'm using a New York City example here. And then at the end, you're like, I had this feeling that I shouldn't go today, but I went anyway. And it's just a small example of allowing yourself to really honor what you need. It's very difficult, I feel like, within our given society as well, to really filter out what is our higher self telling us what we need, and what is the aspect of ourselves that says like, oh, I'm afraid, I feel, like I just want to avoid life. And so I want to stay at home out of avoidance, right? What is the line between the two? Like, what is the line between honoring what we need and then also enabling ourselves to, stay stagnant? I feel like there's a question and answer in there for you, like during this time. But again, like your meditation says, like inner peace above all else. Okay. At least during this time, it feels incredibly important. Inner peace with that fox sleeping under the earth, right? Let's get some advice. Oh, could not be. Oh, wow. I can't tell you how much this has come up today. Okay. First of all, you got justice, which is perfect. Libra energy, number 11, again with the 11 there. Justice is about everything being fair, equal, balanced, and in order. Now, I have to tell you something. Do you remember in the meditation where I saw the two scales, right? And then justice comes up here. Did you know that in the traditional Rider-Waite, this is someone holding two scales, Lady Justice holding two scales? And then it comes up here. Really interesting is your advice. With this as your advice, I would say, again, just trust that everything is meant to be, and trust that when you enact balance within for yourself, that everything falls into alignment. Do not push, do not force, do not, should all over yourself. This is really about honoring what is going to give you your inner peace, whatever that looks like. Feels incredibly important to say. This also speaks of legal matters or fair and just decisions. There's really something about that scale that's coming in here to say, like, in order to align yourself to what's coming, it's really, really important that you really make choices from a place of self-care during this time. Okay. It just feels important in a larger way that we can't even see right now. You also got the Knight of Wands. It's been coming up a lot today. So the Wands rule the realm of the actions that we do or don't take, usually around the work that we love to do or around the interpersonal relationships of which we're passionate, right? But it is about action. So it's really interesting here with the Knight of Wands. This is saying like, this is all about instinct. This is fast forward moving energy. It's Leo energy. So let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's get to it, right? Following your instinct and thinking about it later. But what's really interesting here is that it's coming up with justice. I'm hearing more time for what excites you and less time for anything that you dread or doesn't excite you. Really lean into what excites you and gives you happiness and inner peace during this time. It feels, I'm telling you, it feels more important and like it is going to serve you in some unexpected ways that aren't immediately visible or knowable, but it feels important. Enact some balance in your experience, inner peace over everything else. Lean into what excites you and that you desire. That feels incredibly important. Incredibly important. Let's get an oracle. Oh, I'm feeling like a divine feathered messenger. It's really interesting how it storyboards though. Review of the past and healing leads you to celebration and full embodiment of the present moment from a place of just happy contentment, right? Which leads to knowing that good is coming your way and believing in it before it actually arrives. It's exciting, right? It says manifesting from a place of happy expectation. Let's get an oracle. Divine feathered messenger. Ooh. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay, let's get into it. So pelican, another water animal. So, well, a bird and water animal. So pelican, choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. This is getting deep because I feel like this directly relates to the judgment key, forgiveness of the past, but this has a lot to do with forgiveness of self. Forgiving yourself for either not doing things that you think you should have, for not being where you thought you'd be. Forgive yourself for any thoughts that you feel guilty around. Forgive yourself for everything in all directions of time and space. And then watch your world transform. Forgive yourself. Also, this pearl, the beginning, in the middle of this oyster, right? Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration, right? It's the forgiveness, but it's also giving yourself permission to really lean in to what's going to make you happy. And that is another way of raising your vibration, right? Inner peace over everything else. And I can't think of a better route to inner peace than forgiveness. And in doing so, raising that vibration by allowing your desires and passions to lead you. It's really beautiful, Pisces. It's work, but it's beautiful work. With that being said, I'm sending you so many blessings for the second half of July. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your comments. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so, so, so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, my beautiful Piscean friends, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.